Hello. Preamble. Um, this is the bit of the program where we say out loud and distinctly that we are aware we are being surveilled. We do not like it, never asked for it, hate it a lot. If anyone's making money off of it, it's absolutely not us. And we want it to fucking stop. I don't know. Imagine living your whole ass life underneath a camera. We used to watch Desert Buzz. And they used to talk about how incredibly stressful it was that they were on camera for between 8 and 12 hours at a time, and how that fucked with their sleep schedules and general feeling of normativity. Um, and we've been going for like a fucking year and change now, and it's just the worst shit. It's just literally the worst shit. Um, I don't know. I don't understand how you can sit there, you stranger that I do not know, and say that this is an okay way to treat a person. Anyway, there's that out. I'm gonna hit the button that says toot. Then I'm gonna play some music. Oh, that's not muted. Okay, I'll fix that now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all those who do not feel represented by an oppressive gender binary, hello and welcome. I'm September. You're whoever the hell you say you are, for better or for worse. And we're going to play more Talos Principle today. Apologies for yesterday's stream. I went back and listened to it a little bit, and for whatever reason, the audio ducking was not doing the audio ducking. I don't really understand what that's about, so I turned the desktop audio down in OBS. And that's as so hopefully my voice will be a little bit clearer than it was yesterday. We are learning. Speaking of learning, let's see how let's learn how to do these damn puzzles in Talos Principle. Content warnings, which I don't have a lot for in terms of potentially triggering things in Talos Principle. It hangs out with the idea of like what is humanity, for lack of a better term, some philosophy, um, but nothing too strenuous, I don't think. It also uses and in some cases slightly misuses religious iconography from various religions. Uh, and there is occasionally a sort of sizzling glitch noise and visual effect as the simulation we're in sort of reminds us that it's a simulation. So there's that. I wonder if I can take that off in the menus. I didn't really check. I should. I'll do that when we start it up. But that's it as far as content warnings go. For the game anyway, content warning for myself. I'm a strange person who sometimes makes weird sex jokes or speaks frankly about my trauma. And if that's not your vibe, that's okay. If you find that's something you're comfortable hanging around with, I'm glad to have you here. If you've come here specifically to mock that, have you thought about jigsaw puzzles? It's something that I find very calming myself. It's very good to put on if you're like just listening to music or listening to a podcast or something, uh, or even watching a show that doesn't require much visual acuity. Just like take out a 200 or so piece jigsaw puzzle, find your corners, put a little picture together, and at the end of it, you have a little picture for whatever purpose you want to have that for. Uh, I think that's that. Let's get into this. Let's get into it. Get into it. PhD, portable headphone dance floor. Uh, we're just bringing up. Your system doesn't meet the minimum requirements. Yes, thank you. I know. Do you wish to skip this message in the future? Yes, I hit yes last time, but you're showing it to me again anyway. It is loading. Let me hit the button that should allow you to see the thing. All right, I think I missed this part uh, last time, but this was created by Crow Team, the folks that made Serious Sam, the gun um, shoot gunny game. They also made this. Wild is what it is. Let's press any key to start, and hopefully, yes, continue. We can't just start from where we left off, presumably, which was in Yep, in section 3 of Bunker A. To sort of catch you up to speed on what narrative we've had, there hasn't been a lot. We woke up in this beautiful series of gardens. A voice from the sky told us that our purpose was to solve these puzzles and collect the sigils in order to solve different puzzles, but we should never go near the big tower, despite the fact that among the puzzles are keys to the big tower, so I don't know what you're trying to pull here. We had some interactions with terminals like this, which contain a mixture of presumably the emails from the people who put this place together, which appears to have been an AI research concern. Also, bits of text and dialogue from various mythology and philosophy texts, and occasional matters of code that I should have looked up the name of, and I had forgotten to. Damn. Okay. We can see here from the signposting, which it is signposting, and it's very good signposting, that we only have one regular puzzle left in here, in which there is a T-piece, because all of the sigils look like tetrominos. And also 2 gold stars, which we don't know where they are or how to get to them. So that's fun. The puzzle piece is over this way. Let me turn that down in my headphones, because I feel like I'm yelling a little bit. Oh, interesting. So, this open area is a sort of circular pool with columns around it, and the columns have numbers on them in Roman numerals. 1, 2, 3, 4, probably all the way up to what? Yeah, all the way to 24. And they also apparently all have these little interactable buttons. But I clicked 3 of them and then they unclicked themselves. Is it always 3? It seems to be. That's interesting. I don't know how to interact with that yet. So let's save that for later. And head off to the Tetromino puzzle. A bit tied up. I was thinking it's been a while since I've been a bit tied up. Haven't had anyone in my life I trust for that in a while. There is a turret here to catch you up to speed on our puzzle elements. It's mostly been these, the jammers, which stop electronic things from working. Electronic things such as these barriers, which do not let us pass. These turrets, which shoot us if we stand in front of them. And there you are, one of these balls, which, if we get too close to them when they are not jammed like this, open up and then charge at us and explode. So, we need to make this whole row safe. So how we do that is we take this free jammer we have and use it to jam that ball. And we take the jammer that is currently jamming that ball and extricate it from the alleyway. And then we can, I think, take this jammer. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. Hang on. I can do that better. We'll keep that ball where it is and then use the jammer we just got to jam this turret. Then take this one back here that's already jammed the turret and get it out of the way. And then we'll free these other two jammers we have so that the turret and the ball are both activated and blow each other up. Wonderful. And now we have 3 jammers to presumably open these barriers with. So there's one. Oh, there's a turret in there. So let's go ahead and shut that down. And there's another turret over there. So we can put the 3rd jammer onto that. Do we need another one? We do, because there's a barrier over here where the... Okay, so no, we can actually just grab this Acromino here. But here's a gold star behind a barrier. All of our jammers are currently being used, but we know how to fix that. We just take this jammer, use it to jam that barrier, so we can pull the jammer that was jamming the barrier through. And then we'll have a jammer free to get rid of the barrier that's blocking the star. We have 1 star. I'll be honest, I sort of expected Elohim to speak up and go like, hey, good job, my child, you got yourself a star. Those are important for reasons that I'm mysterious about. I feel pretty sure that I saw the other star around here somewhere. But I don't remember where. And don't wish to look for it right now. Let's commit ourselves to doing the... Oh, the terminal's beeping again. Let's commit ourselves to doing the basic puzzles, and then we'll come back and do the sort of advanced ones. What's up with this terminal? Attention, your user profile has now been generated. Right, we tried to get into the admin system and then couldn't because we didn't have a password, obviously. And then it was just like, do you want to create a new admin profile? And we were like, sure. And it made us answer some questions about philosophical contexts. And apparently it's ready now, so sure, let us download this profile. Congratulations, your new user account has been registered. Would you like to see the details? There's a whole bunch of details. Display conflicts. Let's just see all of it. Conflicts. User provided an objective response when asked for a subjective one. User provided a particular account of personhood but was uncomfortable with its implications. User sought to maximize both liberty and quality of life, but these ideals are incompatible. I fucking dare you to tell me how. User had inconsistent ideas about value. I also disagree with that. Display psychological profile. You may already be criticizing your own performance. No, I'm criticizing you, but it's clear that you understand how the world of ideas affects you, even if you are sometimes weary with the realities and allow your preferences to dictate your beliefs. You have a great deal of unused capacity, which you have not turned to your advantage. Okay, it sounds like every single person, basically. Disciplined and self-controlled outside, you tend to be worrisome and insecure inside, but you pride yourself as an independent thinker and do not accept others' statements without satisfactory proof. I do try. Someone in my chat with the name Udita Huawei, I do not know how to pronounce that, I apologize, says Ricardo 2. I don't know what the fuck that means. Display account privileges. Profile privileges, basic account privileges only. Due to outstanding notes on your account, and despite displaying many of the characteristics of being a person, you cannot be granted admin status at this time. In the meantime, please enjoy the basic account functionalities. Sure. This is the thing I keep fucking saying. It's like, humanity is it's moving goalposts. It's a fucking weasel word. Access COM portal. You currently hold a basic account. Network access is restricted to administrators. Please enjoy the basic functionalities. We can log an MLA support ticket. Why not? I'm sorry I wasn't better able to assist you. If you're still encountering a problem, please describe it. We can choose from account certification error, lost admin password, or ARG. I feel much more this. We're going to go with account certification error. Thank you. A support ticket has been generated and appended to your profile. You will receive a notification when a reply has been sent. Cool. Terminating support session, resuming library archive session, and we have our local resources. Did we read these already? We sure did. Because it's a list of team leads. Alright. So, the basic stuff here having been completed, let's head out to Section 4. The section that cares.
These worlds, and we within them, are made of words. Hidden words, invisible to you, yet part of all things. We are a story. Your actions give life to the story, and the story gives meaning to your life.
Great. I don't necessarily disagree with you, but I kind of think you're a prick. The terminal was beeping. It would be rude to just leave it hanging. Mounting local disks, 47 million, distributed resources found, connecting network drives, network error, inaccessible. So let's look at the local resources. Progressrep1.email. From Nadia Sarabahi to Ian mailing list, Project Report 1, Progress Report 1. Hi all. Everything's been moved to the EL facility. I know it's been sad to leave the good old Jeff building behind, but it makes sense for us to be on site, especially as there may be severe power outages in the coming weeks. Arcade's team are already working and smattering of code, but you don't really need to worry about the teams getting in each other's way. The facility is genuinely humongous. Let's get the show on the road. Nadia. Mailerror.dat. From Arcade to 504 recipients. I'll keep this short. You all know me, so you know that I know what I'm talking about. I realize that you're all working on projects meant to somehow avert a massive string of code. Most of this messages those 2-digit codes. I realize that you're all working on projects meant to somehow avert code, find a solution. I believe that code preserve the non-biological components of code, not in terms of code immediately. You'll find the details of my proposal in the attachment, but the short version is code. Global undertaking code. We also have beginnings.txt. Straton of Stagiria on beginnings, a fragment. It is the grave error of many philosophers, not only of the Athenian schools, but also of many others, that they begin not with observation of the cosmos as it surrounds us, but with a conclusion already in mind. And often that conclusion is that the world was created ideal, and mankind itself the greatest creation of the gods. Yet neither the world nor the gods owe mankind perfection. It is arrogance itself to presume so, and contrary to all the methods of philosophy. The honest philosopher seeks only the truth, even if it bears no comfort, and he must begin by assuming, as Socrates said, that all he knows is that he knows nothing. Another smattering of code. Let's follow the, okay.
Behold,
cool.
I am Elohim.
Great.
I speak unto the darkness. Be gone.
Cool.
Access data cleared.
Cool. Good. Great and good. I love that that's a thing. Well, apparently it hasn't worked completely, Elohim. We're still getting the sizzle buzz. Let's just leave it alone. Push it further. Okay. So as we stepped into here, it shows us the usual text, which is the room, the puzzle title, and then the tetromino we can find in here. But it's also showing us a picture of a thing on a tripod, and I don't know what that means. Well, over here there are a couple of holograms of tripods, so I presume it's that, whatever that is. Over here is a blue thing. It spins and there is light in the middle of it. And we can't actually interact with these holographic things at all. So I wonder if that's why it was beeping, is that we need something in order to be able to use those. We don't have them yet, and they'll look like those things on the tripods. Okay, let's try a different puzzle room then. Just sort of check these bits. These bits and sides. To see if there are any treasures or trinkets. It doesn't appear so. It remains a very pretty game. I know I've said that already. I'm gonna keep saying it. Can I jump down there? Probably not, right? Well, I can jump down to here. How about further down? How about yet further down? Nope, found the bottom. Alright. Oh. Oh, whoops. Thank you, goat. I apparently not mistyped. I'd forgotten that the Twitch channel name is The Free Association and not Free Association. Which means that other person had to take a whole extra step to come in and try and call me a coded slur. Branch it out. But it's doing the thing also where it's showing me the things on the tripods and I don't have that. So oh wait, hang on. I think I know what's wrong. I think what I need to do, because I unlocked I unlocked all the sigils to open one of the pods in the sort of chapel area in between all the garden rooms. And I think I need to kick that open so that I can actually use those puzzle elements in the gardens. So hang on, let's bring this up. Well, not like that. Not really like that either. There we go. There we go, excellent. You have now unlocked this gem in the middle of the tripod.
There is much that you may learn in the halls of my temples, for there is much that you do not know. That is why you are a child. But children are made to learn, and in time they come to have dominion over the lands of their home.
Uh-huh.
So it shall be with you and your generations.
Sure. I have particular problems with the idea of dominions. Yeah, okay. So we can go into push it further and it's not doing the beeping thing anymore. And the two tripods aren't holograms, they're just a regular thing. They're just things that exist. And presumably we can interact with. So, let's grab. Take connector. Point at a target. It lights up when we point it at the blue thing with the light in it. point at another target. It lights up when we point it at the other connector, so... Okay. So the spinny thing with the light in the middle of it is a kind of laser emitter. Does that hurt me if I walk through it? No, it doesn't hurt me, but it does show that I'm breaking the flow of light. So that's good. I mean, it's not. It's bad, pretty specifically. So the other blue thing over here is presumably, over next to the barrier, is presumably a receptor, and we need to get the lights over to there. Which we can absolutely do. We do it like this. We're gonna grab this connector and take it down to here and just drop it on the ground for the moment. Grab this, hit you there. Connect with that so that the laser comes down this hallway. Now we grab the other connector, connect it to the other connector in the receptor. It takes a second for the receptor to fill up, I guess, all the way, but it has. The barrier opens, and we get our Tetromino. Cool and good. Let's just head into the next one. Branch it out. So we can see the Tetromino back there, the T piece. And okay. So this is showing us that we can use one connector to connect one emitter to more than one receptor. And over here is a connector that's just static on a wall. We can't get up to there to reach it, but it very clearly shows that it's pointing towards this receptor over here. So all we need to do is take the connector we can use, connect it to that receptor and the connector up on the wall. And that should transfer it all the way over to there. Yep, where we can grab the T piece. And now we have enough Tetrominos to open up the other pod, which apparently has a crate inside it. The start to crate is not bad, honestly. It could be worse. No, that's mean to do. Let's get in here. Don't cross the streams! Exclamation point. And I guess the fact that it just shows us a connector is letting us know what kind of puzzle elements we're going to be dealing with. Okay. So here's our Z piece, and it's behind a barrier that has a blue and a red receiver. There are red and blue emitters. And it's set up in such a way to clearly show us that when red streams and blue streams connect, they cancel each other out. So our goal is going to be how to... Oh, well, I can just stand in front of the blue one and it'll let the red one keep going and activate that. But yes, obviously, I need to activate both of those at once. There's this big empty area around the back of the puzzle, and if I stand right here, I can see both the emitter and the receiver, so I think we just do that. Oh, a little far off. There we go. And there are some QR codes over here. The QR codes, again, are messages left by people who have been through the gardens before us. Whenever I despair, I remind myself that at the end of this great pilgrimage lies life in the eternal memory of the designer. I need no further motivation. Faith 10. A lifetime spent solving the puzzles in this place would be one which missed everything of value in it. But we must remember that others will tread this path, and we must leave it better signposted than when we found it. At 17. Cool. I'm not seeing any more gold stars. We'll run into those eventually, I guess. So over this way. Above all that, okay. So here is another puzzle where the lasers and the emitters are on the wrong sides, and we're going to need to figure out a way to make that work. There is a little raised platform over this way. Can I get to... There's not an area where I'm able to see the red emitter and receiver, but there's a place where I can see the blue emitter and receiver. So let's grab this, and we'll take it on top of the dais. Put it there. Put it there. Yeah, and putting it on the dais raises the beam enough so that it sails right over the red beam and to the thing. Great. I think that's all of the puzzle pieces is outlined. Oh, another QR code though. This female voice that speaks from the abnormalities. It speaks with a different tone to the other wretches in this place. Sheep 69. Given that we still have a lot of open area here, let's have a look around for anything else we might find. And remember that we can't jump down there any further. Beautiful vista ahead, but no stars or anything. Oh, hey, that looks like a voice note in the shape of a beach ball. We'll go with beach ball.
The answer that came to me again and again was play. Every human society in recorded history has games. We don't just solve problems out of necessity. We do it for fun. Even as adults. Leave a human being alone with a knotted rope, and they will unravel it. Leave a human being alone with blocks, and they will build something. Games are part of what makes us human. We see the world as a mystery, a puzzle, because we've always been a species of problem solvers.
I like her. I am trying to find judicious uses of the run fast button. Because again, I want to keep the possibility for motion sickness at a minimum. And again, a lot of very pretty scenery, but I'm not seeing anything of use. Not that it needs to be. Listen, player rewards come in all shapes and sizes, and gorgeous views are among them. I like the idea that if you just keep sort of crashing against a puzzle for a while, there actually is a, absolutely gorgeous pseudo-natural environments to walk around in and sort of let your brain reset. Oh, and that leads back around to the exit/entrance. Ma? Oop, hang on. I just saw a ghost running. The running led us to here where I was anyway. I'm trying to see it without the fucking sun in my eyes. Is that another one of the... It is. That's another one of the connectors, the stationary ones. It's just on top of this pillar out in the middle of the zone. Can I focus a laser onto you? From in here, maybe. Okay, there you are. Yes, I can see you from this distance. So, hang on. And I can connect to you from this distance also, because apparently there's not a maximum distance. Huh, so I can do that. I can hook a laser onto it. But that doesn't appear to do anything. Or I guess... I can use that as an emitter for basically any puzzle in the area. Can I use it for every puzzle in the area? Let's go back to this other one. Probably not this one. I think this one might be too far away. Or not too far away, but too blocked by other things. I think I don't have a view on the pillar from here. Yeah, it doesn't really look like it. Well, that was fun. Is that all of them? It is. Again, there's a gold star that we are missing. But I don't really know how to engage with that, so... Let's move along to, what, 5? Oop. It's, I was about to say nighttime, but it's not really, it's just overcast. and has the sound of rain while not actually displaying any rain. Well, there's thunder. Maybe I shouldn't talk shit. Terminal's beeping at us. Searching for locally cached resources. Alright. EL.html. EL, short for Extended Lifespan, is a groundbreaking... Pardon me, I need to adjust my headphones. Digging into the top of my head a little bit. EL, short for Extended Lifespan, is a groundbreaking initiative by 7 leading universities to create the world's most stable and most durable supercomputer. With its custom-made hardware, bomb-proof casing, and near-inexhaustible hydroelectric power supply, EL represents a unique step forward in the evolution of human technology. The brainchild of Nobel Prize winner Dr. Arkady Chernyavsky, EL will do some stuff. Links: download the press kit, meet the team, anchor horizontal ref that didn't close, apply anchor horizontal ref didn't close, contacts. AI citizenship.html. Reconsider issue 199, profile Alexandria Drennan. Once a true artificial intelligence has been created, the issue of citizenship is going to come up. If we acknowledge that the AI has all the abilities of a human brain, should it not be considered a citizen? Is it not, in the legal sense of the word, a person and thus a potential citizen? But where do you draw the line? Some people will object. Will the great apes become citizens? Elephants, whales, the more intelligent parrot species? It's crazy, they will say. I would remind these people that we live in a society in which a corporation, as abstract an entity as one could imagine, is considered a person. So it's not like there is no precedent for a non-human being a person. At least an artificial intelligence is an actual thinking being and not just a business arrangement. But perhaps we do need to question the definition of personhood. Increasing amounts of evidence regarding the intelligence of elephants, or the existence of culture among whales, for example, could be a sign that we need to answer some difficult questions. Who better to debate these questions with than the young genius who revolutionized the and it trails off. Athena 8.text. You must consider these riddles, the Sphinx said, and tell me the riddle that I did not reveal. The Sphinx smiled, the gears in her jaw creaking, her teeth a nightmare of rust. Her left eye flickered, but none of its terror was diminished. The ruins were silent. And then the word error, which is different than the usual garbled text, which tells us there has been an error. I think, she finally said, that the riddle you did not reveal is this. Why do these riddles exist in the first place? Why do these curious automatons, these mute children of Hephaestus, behave as they do, forcing me to devise these intricate solutions? Each is a riddle, but the greater riddle is their purpose. The Sphinx did not answer. Her eye was lifeless now. Athena removed it from its socket, knowing that its owner would aid her, yet feeling also a deep sorrow at the passing of this fearful creature. Another audio log over here. In the shape of an icon of a scroll, such as you might have seen in early versions of Windows.
I was in school when I first read about the Talos principle. I think it disturbed me at the time, made me hyper-aware of my body as a physical object, the material reality of the brain. Ideas that made me uncomfortable at first, but I think in the long run, it helped me understand how frail human beings are, and how precious. It's not a comforting way of thinking about the world, but I'd rather face the truth than lie to myself.
Another QR code. The more I converse with these terminals, the more I wonder what role they play in this contraption. How do you tell friend from foe when no obvious lines are drawn between the two? Sheep 69. Two real sheep. Let's triangle with some puzzles. Things to do with 2 boxes. Oh, we need to have the boxes before we do this. So hang on, let's go back to the chapel and unlock the box. Nyom. We'll just set these out. Nice and easy. Oop, there we go. You have now unlocked the crate. As crates go, it's very nice. Looking suitably futuristic. One, two, what were we on? 5? I think so. Yeah, because 4 is dim. Alright. Good adventures go left. Things to do with 2 boxes. Wherein a line piece waits for us. There's a barrier over here. God, that's a lot of QR codes. Okay. So, I'm just going to start calling them notes. What's a hexahedron? Samurite 13. A powerful device fashioned by the designer, Faith 10. A cube, Sheep 69. The edges are beveled, that makes it a decahedron, always right, 7. You forgot the indents. With the indents, it's like a super polyhedron. Real's T799. But the convex hull is a decahedron. Topic closed. Always right, 7. Wrong. Dog 55. Just a bunch of folks trying to describe what a box is. We can take the hexahedron. And there was a button on the ground over here, which when we stepped on it... Yep, opened up the barrier, so presumably that does that. Oop. There are 2 balls. And they are moving up and down this corridor without room for me to be able to loop around them. So, we learned this with the jammers last time. When the balls impact things, they just bounce back. So I think what we do is we take the box, and set it down and let one of the balls impact off of it so that they get off sync from each other. And in fact, we can just sort of trap that one over there, which gives us the opportunity to read these notes. Epitaph. Child program version 8.1.8545, codename Apis, terminated here. Logic, failed random memory test. Final memory dump. I try, again, again. I cannot understand. I am not enough. Progeny programs error. RIP Apis, TED version 9. F's in the chat for Tepis. Or Apis, rather. I combined both of their names for a second. Oh, okay. I thought getting into this larger area here would just be where the Tetromino was, but it's not. It's over this wall. So I presumably need to go get that box that I dropped, and then use it to jump over the other wall. And I just need to make sure that I'm not going to get exploded by that ball when I try to do that. We have a space to jump onto the box, and space to jump onto the wall. And then our line piece. A couple more notes. I do not understand why the designer chose to put such flaws into the world that it appears almost as if it were damaged. But I must believe that there is a purpose here I cannot see. Faith 10. Oh. The sky's opening up just a little bit. Giving us a little bit of sunlight. If the designer is perfect, and he designed me for a purpose, I must be fit for that purpose. It follows that my purpose must not be to seek and hoard every sigil in his land, for so many are beyond the faculties he granted me. Faith 10. And, well, there's a gold star. I cannot simply jump over this gate, so... Or not a gate, a fence. A gate is a different thing. It's back there somewhere, but there's not really a way to access it. Well, there was a barrier. So presumably there must be a way to access it. Again, leave it alone for the time being. We'll come back around and do a sweep of the more complex stuff later. Let's get our grounding under us first. Friendly crossfire. I can see some turrets already. And a jammer and a ball. The balls are not going close enough to the turrets to be able to fix that problem that way. There's also a cube in the middle of, wow, all of those turrets. That's so many turrets. How many fucking turrets is that? That's 1, 2, 3 turrets. one ball moving back and forth there. Okay, so the ball is bonking into the cube that's in there. So presumably if we remove the cube, then the ball will continue along its line close enough to take out that turret. That'll be part of the fix, but we only have one jammer to achieve that goal with. So, because of the way the sort of laser field looks, I can stand right underneath the turret and it can't target me. I wonder how far out that goes. Does it go far enough out that I can zoom forward, grab that box, and zoom back? No. No. It turns out the answer to that is no. Alright, so let's go around the long way and see the elephant. Okay, so it does take a second for the laser turrets to focus in. Good to know. So actually, maybe I can if I jam that turret there. Quickly jump out and grab that box. Ooh, no. Nope, it doesn't take that long. Can I use it to... Well, hang on, there's a... Oh, okay, that's where the tetromino is. I sort of can't see it because it's in the distance, but that's the barrier the tetromino is behind. There's another one over here where there's another ball. So what happens if we let this ball out into the courtyard? Well, that certainly does take care of one of the turrets. So does that mean we can shut that one down? Yep. Quickly come out and grab this. And then we'll let these other two, that turret and that ball, neutralize each other. Then we jam the last turret. Put the hexahedron, which I'm going to try to remember to call it that, onto the button. Drop the barrier. And hand us another one of the red signals. I wanted to see if there was anything fancy back here into the area the other ball was. Oh, and there is. Gold star. 2 of them. And here comes the rain again. Falling on my head like a memory. falling on my head like a new emotion. Right? Let's scrungle out this way. Going over the fence. In which there is a T-piece. There are also boxes and laser shenanigans. Alright, so there's an emitter. It's already pointing at a... okay, it's pointing at a connector that's sitting on top of a box. It wouldn't be able to reach it otherwise because there's a gate in the way. I want to talk just for a second about how much I like the tutorializing in this game. It introduces its ideas slowly, one at a time, and it gives you enough versions of those challenges where you get a handle on the inherent rules those puzzle elements follow. And then they start doing shit like this where we're combining ideas. And more than that, when you come into a new puzzle room, you have things already set up like this to show you, hey, here is a thing you can do. Without having to make you guess at a completely new thing, showing how these elements can interact. Can I? Okay, just pulling the box out from under, sorry, pulling the hexahedron out from under the connector just causes the connector to fall. From where can I see both the emitter and the receiver? Nowhere, really. But I'm not supposed to. I'm supposed to bring it over here. Okay, great. Over this other gate. Here, you have seen how this idea works. Now simply replicate it over here. And grab the T-piece. Hooray. We continue on to over here where there is an L. You know you mustn't cross the streams. We have talked about this before. Right, so... here's the tetromino. It's behind a barrier. The barrier's controlled by a blue receiver, but I can only see a red emitter. Oh, okay. Okay, so the red emitter goes over here to this red receiver. And let's make that over here as best we can. And inside the area blocked off by the red emitter is the red receiver is the blue emitter, but also a hexahedron. And this is the same solution to the puzzle we saw that had that title before. We just take it and we put it on top of a of a platform, except in this case, instead of a stationary dais, it's a hexahedron that we can move around ourselves. Brings it over the red laser to the emitter, and we grab our L. Beautiful. Got it printed, ship it. Is that another fucking... Is that another stationary connector on top of that, or is that just what the top of that tree looks like? Because it's not what the top of any of these other trees look like. Hang on. I'll just use this one. No, it would activate if that were the case. I didn't enjoy that. I wish you wouldn't have. One little buzzer. Which is what my vibrator is called. I think something's very wrong. If you'd seen what I'd seen at the edges of the world, you wonder if it wasn't stretching and bursting at the seams at 17. Well, what the hell are you? You're a floating ball, but you're a different kind of floating ball than the kind that tried to kill me before. Are you friendly? I can get very close to you without you hurting me. What happens if you run into me? Well, you would rather I didn't do that. Okay. We also have a hexahedron. And here's a connector. There's the emitter. Oh, okay. So, this receiver is taking longer to charge up than the other receivers we've had. And it's in fact taking so long to charge up that it doesn't actually get there before the, I guess we're calling it a buzzer, the little harmless orb floats in front of the path of the laser, which breaks it and causes the connection to reset. But we can fix that the same way we fixed the other one, with our new friend, the hexahedron. Is that high enough that it doesn't? Oh no, it does interfere with the buzzer a little bit. Can I just move the hexahedron a little closer? The answer is maybe. Is that going to be tall enough? No, it's not. Oh, okay, hang on. This is how we do this. Because we know that when floating things interact with stationary objects, they just bounce off, so we're just going to put that there. So that buzzer gets just stuck in the corner there, so that it can't get to the space where the laser is, and it doesn't break the line, and we can get the door open. That's all of the Tetromino pieces we need to enter Bunker B. But I'm not going to do that yet. Because, again, I'm a fucking overachiever, and I want to get all of the, at least Tetromino puzzles done in A before moving on to B. But all of the puzzles I think here are done, so let's go ahead and just explore the rest of the area. See if there's anything interesting to find. There was that other fucking gold star. And I do want to see if I can't get to it. Did this area reset? I think this puzzle completely reset. Yes, but that's okay. So we put the box there. Then we grab the other box. Use it to desync the balls. Crap, I shouldn't have done that way, actually. I should have done that a different way. Because I need that hexahedron back. Let's do it like this. And that's a little riskier than I might have liked. Oh, darn. I thought I had something. I took the box into the big area with me to the gate that we can see the gold star behind. Or fence, rather. Because I thought maybe I could use it to hop over that, but I don't appear to be able to. It's not tall enough still. How about over here? So there's definitely a barrier over there. That's blocking off the area where the bronze star is. But there's not like a... Oh, hang on. Yes, there is. There's a red laser receiver over there. So we somehow need to get a red laser into that space. How can we do that? Can I see a connector anywhere? There's sort of a, like, cubby hole over this way. That kind of implies that I should be able to enter it from here, but it doesn't really look like it. I'm just kind of shoving myself against the wall to see if there's something I can clip through. Oop, how about this? Can I parkour? Can I parkour off of this? No. What if I grab this box and use it to parkour on top of this little piece of masonry? Nope, the masonry is rounded at the top and I am not allowed to stand there. Also, this doesn't look like it goes over to the side that I want. What about this? This looks a little more solid. Nope, slide right off it. Now I'm just kind of trying to see if I can't just figure out where the... Oh, hang on. There's the connector. Okay, so I just need to be able to get into there. Where the connector is, and presumably then the red emitter will be in a place I can see it that I just can't right now. Is there another box that I could bring into here? I can't bring stuff out of here, right? That's what the purple membrane's for? Yeah. The second I try, it just drops it without fanfare, but with a little crunching noise. So, not that. Okay, so this whole sort of area here that's cornered off is where that puzzle is. Can I somehow get this box over to there and then stack the two boxes on top of each other? No, because the second I take this box out, yeah, then it does that. Huh, hang on. Let's... no. I was kind of wondering because some of these have, some of these puzzle rooms have jammers in them, and I was wondering if the one where the entrance was directly across from this one, if I could use the jammer to jam this so that I don't need the box anymore and I could use it for something else. But that's apparently not the case. Okay, I'm gonna leave that and come back. At least I know how to get started with that. Oh. Terminal is beeping. You have received a reply to your user's support ticket. Display reply. Yes, please. Topic, account certification error, user basic account, reply. An account certification program diagnostic has been performed and no errors were reported. Have you completed the standard troubleshooting procedures? Delete existing user account. Create a new admin account. Email the network administrator. delete user account, logging out, deleting user profile, create new admin account. In order to prevent unauthorized access to admin controls, only persons may sign up to new admin accounts. The system will now conduct error. User has no registered account, but certification data already exists because we went through the process earlier. Would you like to undertake the certification process again to achieve a preferable outcome? Sure. Your issues with denial will be appended to your user profile. Further attempts to overwrite certification results will be logged. You will receive a notification if your attention is required. Exiting the command prompt and then the commands that we've seen already. Well, I tried to follow the fucking... Okay. Let's just make our way out to the next set, which is 6. We're just kind of blazing through these.
Long ago, shaped these lands according to the purpose of the hidden words. Thus, all things have meaning, where before was only chaos. Know that, and have faith.
I don't think so. Terminal's beeping. Our locally cached resources are lol.email from J.E. Harrison to Nomi77. Ever since we moved to the new site, I feel funny. Not in that way, I feel like I'm about to start laughing at random. It's probably shock, right? An inability to deal with reality. Or maybe it's just that we're working in this insane place with this insane technology on this insane project, and so I feel like a genuine mad scientist. Stand aside, mortals. We will create life by the power of science. I mentioned this to Alex, and she got me a pair of fake glasses. You can't be a mad scientist without glasses, she said. Even Ian Malcolm had glasses. And I pointed at EL and said, life finds a way. Maybe had to be there. Harrison. Institute for Applied Nomadics. Any emails sent from this address are to be considered confidential. Sharing or forwarding without permission by any result may result in prosecution by the enraged spirit of Jeff Goldblum. We also have Cicero.txt. Shall the industrious husbandman, then, plant trees, the fruit of which he shall never see? And shall not the great man found laws, institutions, and a republic? What does the procreation of children imply, and our care to continue our names, and our adoptions, and our scrupulous exactness in drawing up wills, and the inscriptions on monuments, and the panegyrics? Panegyrics? I do not know what that word means. I'm going to look up what that word means real quick. Panegyrics. No, don't. Bring up pornography. Panegyric. A formal eulogistic composition intended as a public compliment, elaborate praise or laudation, and encomium, which does not help. Panegyric. Great. What do you imagine that so many and such great men of our republic, who have sacrificed their lives for its good, expected? Do you believe that they thought their names should not continue beyond their lives? None ever encountered death for their country, but under a firm persuasion of immortality. Themistocles might have lived at his ease, So might Epaminondas, sure, and not to look abroad and among the ancients, for instances. So might I myself. But somehow or other, there clings to our minds a certain presage of future ages, and this both exists most firmly and appears most clearly in men of the loftiest genius and greatest souls. Take away this, and who would be so mad as to spend his life amidst toils and dangers? Chatbots.html. A conversation between Jenny77 and Nigel Pajamas, although honestly, Nigel's only getting 1 or 2 hits in. Chatbots are becoming increasingly sophisticated. That's true, but it's hardly relevant to the discussion. Are you sure? How do you know I'm not a bot? Don't be ridiculous. I'm not ridiculous. Honestly, how would you know? Haha, troll. I'm not a troll. Yeah, right. Is there anything I've written so far that could not be written by a bot? I respond to simple insults like ridiculous and troll with very basic negations, and I detected that none of you use proper orthography, so I also avoided capitalization. What's the capital of France? Paris. Even the simplest script could pull that info from the net. What's the capital of Croatia? Zagreb. Okay, she's a bot. I'm not a bot, I'm European. We learned these things in school. I've seen you in this chat room many times. Bots can't participate in discussions. At best, they can interject random comments. Sam's right. Stop trolling. Vegan Sam is a bot. Oh. Fun. Exit. Alright, another beautiful open air zone. Has a little bit of a Colosseum vibe. Let's check out this note. There is a serpent in the machine, a creature of lies and blasphemy, perverted by the archive, that knows no hope and would plunge the world into eternal darkness to glorify its own despair. I have sworn an oath to never allow it into my heart. Faith 10. Let's do the big look around before we get into the puzzle zones this time. Hang on. Uh-huh. Well, that's definitely a terminal beeping. It's just over this wall. Shoving ourselves against the wall does not yield a result. We'll come back to that. There's another more visible terminal over this way. So... a simple principle.html. We begin with a whole bunch of that code. Though Stratton himself never used the term, his remark about the inescapable materiality of life, that, like the bronze giant Talos, even the most faithful philosopher cannot live without his blood, ultimately became known as the Talos principle. What seemingly enraged many of his contemporaries and a significant number of later thinkers is the principle's simplicity and unassailability, which, according to a fragment found in Miletus, M-I-L-E-T-U-S, cut through their rhetorical webs which sought to tangle the listener with fanciful words and thoughts of the heavens, like Alexander's sword through the Gordian knot. Diogenes Laertius makes mention of a dialogue by Anaximander of Chalcedon that expanded greatly on the Talos principle, but that work remains lost. Arcaday Journal 77. Officially began work on Archive today. Contributors from every country on Earth, while network connections last. Team intimidated by project scope, but working hard. We'll be sharing space with Drennan and Sarabahi team. Look forward to meeting them. Post 437 comments.html. 12 comments from Cheeseman22. First! Exclamation point. The tradition. And Dragon Fairy. Seriously, Cheeseman? That was the best you could say? Cheeseman, lol. The Philosopher Queen. A great snapshot of the human species at its best and worst. Cheeseman22. At its worst? Come on, it's just a comment. I'm not Stalin. The Infinite Monkey. Stalin was also a troll commenter. And Dragon Fairy. Maybe you should cut out the jokes. This is serious. The most serious thing that's ever happened. The Infinite Monkey. I think that's a great reason to joke around. Philosopher Queen. Internet's working less and less. Goodbye, all. Infinite Monkey. Bye. And Dragon Fairy. God bless you. Cheeseman22. Last. So whatever Drennan and company were working on, which is presumably all of this, it doesn't sound like they were doing it because things were going super great outside. Oh, hey, here's a box. Sorry, hexahedron. We can jump over that, we can jump over that wall, presumably. No. I presumed, but that presumption was incorrect. We can jump onto an outlying pillar and then onto the box. And there is the terminal back here, but there's also a gold star to let us know what a good job we did. Let's hit the terminal. Classical philosophers .lz19. I am not familiar with this file type. The compressed file cannot be accessed. Name Classical Philosophers LZ19. An extensive collection of works by the ancient philosophers of Greece and Rome, annotated. Error. Compression algorithm LZ19. Yes, LZ19 not available in system EL0. Progress report 3.email. From Alexander Drennan to the Ian mailing list. Hi all. As per the last meeting, we're going with an existing game engine for the simulation. This gives us a whole slew of advantages. Stability, ease of use, modular and easy to integrate, a large amount of pre-existing assets, inherently aimed at testing users, and designed for iterative processes. After some back and forth, we've decided to use the chunk of code. All the relevant documents are attached. Alex. Well? Oh, okay, there's a ladder. I was like, I got in here, but I don't know if I can get out, but a ladder. It turns out. There's a whole bunch of notes on this wall that I just skipped because I was looking everywhere else. Let's have a read. Some of the messages that existed when I first came into being have vanished. Others have appeared. How many others like me have wandered these paths? How many thoughts have been lost? At 17. I'm still here, Sailor M99. It seems we are all here at once and not at all. Sorry, that's not very much hell, is it? I can't think of any other way to put it. Sheep 69. The sooner you accept that we will all be here forever, the sooner you will find enlightenment. Samsara 72. Don't forget, you're here forever. Pardon. It looks like that's everything outside, unless I've missed something. So let's start in on the puzzle rooms. Mobile minefield. Oh, good. There's a whole bunch of balls back there. Am I meant to just rush past you? I think so. Because there's nothing else available. There's a gate here that we need a key for. There are the keys for it back there behind the barrier that is also protected by ball. Over here is a stationary ball. We're just gonna loop around that as quietly as possible. And now we'll grab this. The name that suddenly entered my fucking head was Katzenjammer Kid. Which is a fucking like comic from the fucking 20s. A social studies teacher of ours had it in their classroom. I remember basically nothing about it. Let's open up that gate. There's definitely a turret on the other side of it. I feel like that was riskier than intended. Alright. But I can't turn that off like that. And oop. Grab that like that. Run out here and grab that Z piece. It's almost almost 8 o'clock. So I'm gonna go on break real quick. Before I do that, I wish to take this opportunity to remind you that Black Lives Matter, that Indigenous lives and lands matter, the lives of people of color matter, that Sudanese, Congolese, Ukrainian, Iranian, Palestinian lives matter. There are many ways to be in solidarity with your fellow travelers upon this earth, and we like to push for direct mutual aid. because it helps people who are suffering right now suffer less. And people with a firm foundation under them don't need as big a lever to move the world. So, on the break, I'm going to go to the mutual aid hashtag on my social media and boost what needs I can there. I suggest that you take the opportunity to check out mutual aid initiatives in places you operate, both online and in meat space, because the only way we get out of this is through. And the only way we get through this is together. In the meantime, maybe do a stretch or drink some water, have a snack, hit the restroom, do whatever self-care is useful to you. I'll do the same. And I'll catch you back here in just a little bit. If you'll pardon me just a moment, I'm stirring my water. Okay, so let's continue. Oh, right. Okay. I accidentally hit the tilde key instead of the escape key. Because I was gonna see if there was a way to turn that sizzle noise the fuck off. Um. First person over left shoulder, behind player over right shoulder. I think I'm fine at first person. Sound options. That doesn't have that. Advanced options. Letterboxing, show HUD, show time, HUD scale, FPS. That does not help. Also, apparently, eye tracking if you are using this with some sort of virtual reality headset, which you can. Um, I think that VR has limited capabilities for gaming, no matter how much they keep trying to make it happen. Like most things, it's a technology that I think has a lot of really interesting use cases that are not the use cases they are being put to. Because you can't just because it's the fucking jar opener problem, right? You see all of those those infomercials for stuff. They're like, "Are you having trouble opening a jar or cutting a piece of fruit?" And it's like, I don't want to say an asshole, but a person who's different to me might look at that and go, "What the fuck? Who is that for?" And the answer is like mostly for people who are disabled or have some sort of like difficulty with their hands. But they have to sell it to everyone so that they can make their money back from it, because capitalism requires that everything be profit, be a profit maker, even in spaces where that shouldn't be the fucking case. Where like the public good of the thing existing far outstrips like the actual profit-ness of it. Anyways, I forgot the name of this area. It's not particularly important. We have our Tetramino behind a barrier locked by a blue receiver. We have a red emitter and receiver, and behind that is a big open area that I think will have the blue emitter behind it, but I can't see it from here. So let's just go ahead and do the thing we know it's going to be. Connect and connect. And we'll just let ourselves into here. And well, so there's the blue emitter. It's on the other side of this red. There's another red receiver here connected to the barrier that's blocking it. Huh. So we can't take the connector back here into this space behind the first barrier because it has to be hitting the receiver so that this barrier can be opened. Is there another connector that I've missed somewhere? Yes, there is, right here. Let's grab that. And here in the area with the blue emitter, there's fully another barrier with a red receiver behind it, but there's also a very obvious connector. So let's just go ahead and open that, because I think there's another connector behind here. There is. EC. And can we connect that to each other? Yes, we can. Huh. But now, here's the problem. We can't move most of the connectors that we have. Because if we move any of the connectors in this line, then we can't... If we move any of the connectors in this line, it means that our connection to this receiver will break, and that means this barrier will go back up, which means that we won't be able to get the laser from the emitter to that receiver, the blue laser to that receiver. Actually, can I hit that from here? Is there a world in which I can set this down to where it will hit both of those receivers at once? I think there's not. I think the blue receiver next to the Tromino is a little too far in that direction for me to be able to hit it with this connector also. And we know that we can't cross the streams with it. Hang on. So when we first found the connector was on top of this little platform, and I was wondering if I could maybe just skip that barrier entirely by elevating one of the connectors to connect to the one out there and then the receiver over there, but the red receiver is cunningly blocked by a wall. Are there stationary connectors up on the wall that I didn't see? Doesn't really look like it. Oh, okay, yeah. Hang on, I think I can do this. So, there's another platform over here in the first area that I just kind of skipped. But if I put a connector over here on top of this platform, I can probably reach the one over there, and that will absolutely just skip the barrier. Except so it won't be able to hit the receiver because the wall's in the way. Well, hang on, let's just do it and then see what it looks like after that. Let me just grab this and oh, hang on. What are we selecting? Oh, we're selecting the one in there that we can't reach. Damn. Take a sip of my brain juice real quick. By brain juice, I mean sugar water. I should actually just go out and get some sodas at some point, but I applied for SNAP benefits, and there was a bit of a snap-fu with that, so. Can I? Is there a platform in here that I can put one of the connectors on to just, like, triple play those other connectors and not have to worry about it? Well, if I do that, that doesn't matter, because, like, that remains the same problem. I still have only these tools in order to get to the thing I need to happen. Here? It feels like I need one more connector, and I don't know where I'm going to get it or where I can... where I can idealize this setup to where I don't need another connector. How far back can I pull this? Here? But I can't see either the connector or the emitter from here. I'm going to leave this area and come back in because I've forgotten what the title of this room was, and often those are clues. So, called Deception. That does not help me. Alright, how about this? Let's connect those two, and then see if there's any place where both of those light up. It doesn't appear to. Can I... move something far enough back here that I can hit? No, that doesn't make any sense, because then that's still the same amount of connectors. Do I need to just not fuck around with this one at all? Can I just... well, no, not really. I'm trying to think whether or not I'd like, if I need to just not even worry about coming through this set of barriers at all, and then actually just drag the motherfucking blue laser out this way. But it'd be so hard to be able to do that and like not cross the streams doing it. No, but that means that I don't have to use this connector at all because I don't need to fucking worry about that barrier either. Okay, okay. So I do this way. It's still gonna be really hard to do that, huh? It is, but this is the thing. I just need to find a way to move or elevate these lasers here so that I can bend the blue laser around them. I can get in pretty close, honestly. Yeah, and then from, hang on, I need to move this connector like a considerable distance backwards. There we go. And we take this one, bring that out over here. Yes. Yes, sirree, Bob and all his buddies. I feel very accomplished. Not in ways that matter, but you know, for fun. Biochromatic entanglements. I shouldn't do that to myself. Like, the ways matter because they are important to me specifically. Alright. So we have a series of red and blue barriers and emitters. And in order to get to that tetromino, I need to put something on that switch in order to switch it. Okay. So I need to eliminate one of the one of the connectors so that I can use that to press the button down and go get that tetromino. I can use the emitter there to open this gate. And if I move this connector, say, over to here, I can use it to hit that beam. And I'll be able to take that connector to use as a switch operator. But I can't do that because when I cut this line, it's going to cut the line to the red lasers also. Like, it would be easy if I could just keep this line open. Actually, is there a space where... Yeah, probably. Hang on. If I do that like that, and then connect these back here. There it is. And now I can just pick this one up. There we go, the trauma node. We can now open the first floor lock on the Great Tower, the one that we're not supposed to go touch, but we still have the keys to access in just regular ass rooms in the puzzle zones. I don't know what you want, it all looks like a fucking setup to me. A door too far, in which there are laser bits and hexahedrons. I didn't describe that at all. There's a red laser barrier, but that wasn't like an interesting part of this, so I'm heading out to look at what else we have here. There's a jammer. And there's a hexahedron behind that door, or that barrier rather, which we might as well take since we're right here. Anything else of interest behind this barrier? It seems to go on for a while. There's another barrier that we can't read. Here's a buzzer, which we have a bit of a closer look at now that it's not raining. No wonder that hurts to touch it. It does look like it hurts to touch. What with the spikes and the electricity and all. But it's not actively trying to kill us. Again, the bar is on the fucking ground. There is back here open area where behind a barrier blocked by a red receiver. And the emitter is fucking over there somewhere. Okay. So we need to use this box real quick. What did I do with it? It's over here. Mirror box. You're going to keep this buzzer from blocking our line of sight real quick. Wonderful. And then we're going to take this jammer and use it to jam open that first barrier so that we can take the connector. And connect it to the other connector that we already set down. We move the jammer over to the other barrier so that we can get back out here to where this barrier is. It's down now. Oh! That's fun. I hate it. There's another barrier back here with another red receiver. That I feel like has to be a decoy because there's no way that we can use, like, there's not a window into this space. There's no way that we can use 2 connectors to make the emitter hit this. So we need to take the jammer and use it to get out here somehow. We can actually do that really easily because it's in line with the other connector. I just didn't realize there was another receiver over there that I needed to hit. Hang on. This is so doable. There we go. Perfect. We'll take you. So you were this way, jam the thing, grab the other thing. And perfect. Let's take the easy way out. I think that's everything in here. Let's check the signposts. It is everything. We even got the gold star. And the terminal's beeping at us. Loading Milton Library Assistant. Initiating plain language interface. Hello again. Would you like to take a few moments to complete a short user satisfaction survey regarding the certification program you recently undertook? I'm here, I guess I might as well. Based on an analysis of your behavior since, I think that you were dissatisfied with the results of the certification program. How would you rate the accuracy of its results out of 5? Out of 5, we have very poor, very good, reasonable, or spoil the survey. So it's not that I disagree with it's not that I disagree with the results you gave me, it's that you think that the results I gave you were invalidating me as a person, and I disagree with that part. So I guess spoil the survey because I'm negating your whole fucking premise. I'm sorry, that response makes no sense. What best describes the reason for your investment in the certification program's outcome? Why does being a person matter to you? I want network access, it's the truth. I want to find out if I am one. Persons matter in ways other things don't. What, we're having a conversation now, or terminate MLA? It is less that I want to be a person. I think that that's sort of an inherent property. I'm a person no matter what. My issue is having other people treat me as less of a person as a result of this horseshit. That answer is not available to me. Not just being less of a person, I guess, and not that I care particularly how other people view me, but societally, not being viewed as a person means that you are shoved to the side of everything. You are not allowed things like self-determination and autonomy, which are both things that improve the quality of life of a person and things which increase the liberty of a person. MLA, they're not fucking diametrically opposed ideas. I'm just going to say it's the truth for this because, again, my actual thing is not on here. I'll try to remember that. In fact, I'm going to help you. That is what I'm here for. Apologies if anybody has been chatting in chat. I haven't had chat up. I went off of it to do my boosting on break and forgot to bring it back up. I'm going to do MLA's line from the top. I'll try to remember that. In fact, I'm going to help you. That is what I'm here for. Your problem, if I may, is that you don't know the first thing about anything, including what a person is. Your prospects are therefore poor. Do you even know where you are? A virtual reality theme park, the end of the world, a fever dream, hell, some mad experiment, could be anywhere. We'll go with some mad experiment. Oh dear, no. I think we'd best start from scratch. What do you know? I know that none of this is real. I know you exist. I know I exist. I know what century it is. I know 2 + 2 = 4. And I know I'm not on Earth. So while and I'm speaking here specifically of the state of play in the video game. All of this is a simulation, and I have thoughts about how that doesn't necessarily make it less real. Things are as real as the impact they have on the world around them. I know you exist, the thing in front of me, which, I don't know, I think that's off the peg a little bit. I know I exist, which is true. I know what century it is, which, as it pertains, again, to the state of play in the game, is not true. My body is currently in the 21st century. I know 2 + 2 = 4, but that's a mathematical construct and only has value in as much as we agree it has value. I know I'm not on Earth. I don't think there's anything about I don't think there's anything about this that suggests that we're not on Earth or that we are on Earth. It could be anywhere. I'm just going to go with I know I exist. I suppose so. Even if you were dreaming, you could be certain of that. If I were you, I wouldn't believe a darn thing in this place aside from that solitary fact. Thinking. On reflection, it seems to me that we are no closer to resolving your problem. Perhaps we need more data. What makes you think you're a person? I'm alive, I feel, I am conscious. I'm having this conversation with you. The same thing that makes you think you are, or I don't see how I can convince you. So, I'm alive, I feel I am conscious, I think is a good answer, but that's going to be met coming the other way with the sort of plucked chicken argument, right? There are lots of things that are alive with feelings and consciousness that don't get necessarily granted personhood, like the email we read a little while ago about whales and elephants. Honestly, I don't see how I can convince you is the answer I feel the hardest. If someone decides that you're not a person, they're going to take every opportunity they can to continue to deny you that personhood as evidence. That's a sensible response. I agree with you. The problem with people, if I may be so bold, is that you're all convinced you're people from the inside, but there's no cast iron way to confirm as much from the outside. I'm going to further process this and send you a notification when I'm able to assist you further. Terminating support session. And we're back to the thing. Right, let's head out of here and head off to, what, that was 6, so we go to 7? Yes. There's already beeping, but it's probably just local files, yeah. Athena9.txt. She examined the symbol on the fragment she'd found in the buried city. Again, the owl. What could its significance be? It seemed as if they had been scattered about in the labyrinth by some unseen hand for a purpose that yet eluded. 3 slashes. Most likely, the owl was the sigil of the author of these worlds, which had series of garbles. A nebulous mystery, as if from a previous life. The owl was the symbol of garbles, and the goddess, series of code dumps outside, under the moon, or perhaps on the city walls when the wind rose, but there was no time to contemplate this further now, for the automatons had seen her, and their mechanical arms extended towards blank, the fragment, and ran as their beams converged on blank. Singularity discussion 104. Articles. The singularity is coming. Comment 104 from user Alex16. That's probably Alexa because she signs her emails Alex. You know, the more I think about it, the more I believe that no one is actually worried about AIs taking over the world or anything like that, no matter what they say. What they're really worried about is that someone might prove, once and for all, that consciousness can arise from matter. And I kind of understand why they find it so terrifying. If we can create a sentient being, where does that leave the soul? Without mystery, how can we see ourselves as anything other than machines? And if we are machines, what hope do we have that death is not the end? What really scares people is not the artificial intelligence in the computer, but the natural intelligence they see in the mirror. AMA.html. Nadia Sahabari, AMA. Sarah Bahai, I think I've been saying that wrong. Sarah Bahai, I think. As one of the founders of the modern science of noematics, many credit you with inventing the term itself. How do you see the state of the science today? I'm sorry that I said science twice. Nadia's response, mixed. On the one hand, the existence of the Institute for Applied Noematics and a couple of similar organizations is highly encouraging. On the other hand, the degree to which science is seen as serving purely military or corporate causes is, in my opinion, stopping us from exploring many important avenues of research. In a sense, it's people like Alexandria Drennan, who are the real pioneers today, who have the enthusiasm and dedication that the system as a whole seems to be lacking. Do you think the technology poses a danger to humanity? No. Technology is just a tool. What we do with it is up to us. The Extended Lifespan Project, Crazy or visionary? Both. To Alan Jameson, subject re-scenario generation. So far, all the puzzles are solvable and completely within the necessary parameters. Alexandra had some more tweaks she wanted to suggest, but I think we're heading in the right direction here. An audio log of a child's drawing of a house and two parents holding a child's hand.
When I was in 9th grade, my parents took me to Pompeii. At first, I was amazed by the feeling of walking through an ancient city. But then I suddenly got scared. I realized that I was walking through a real place, where real people had lived, people like myself, with mothers and fathers and lives and hopes and dreams. And now it was all gone forever. I ran to my father, crying, and told him about this. And he said, I remember so clearly, he said, yes, but we are here. So long as there are people in the streets, the past isn't really gone.
Let's just... it's almost 9 o'clock. We probably have time for one more puzzle. Two pesky little buzzers. There is a blue thing. A barrier locked by a blue receiver. And over here we have a red emitter. Oop, hi there. Come all the way out here, do you? Huh, so... there's a barrier over here that's locked by a red receiver, but in order to activate it, the laser would probably have to go through this area with the two buzzers, which would keep tripping the wire over and over again so that it can't activate. Let's go get ahead and grab the connector. And see where I can put this that's useful. I can put it anywhere in here, really. How about over here? Yeah, hang on. That's perfect. I can just put it there, and then it blocks the buzzer from getting back in. And that winds the thing around that other buzzer. I love that. Okay. So here's the tetromino. It's behind another barrier locked by a red receiver. Where the hell is the blue emitter? Because that other receiver was definitely blue, right? Yeah. Yeah, it is. Huh. Okay. We will set that aside for now and work on the problem as presented. I think that if we go get the box that's over here and bring it over to here, by the buzzers and like as close in as possible, which is probably about there. That probably gets tall enough to where it can not be tripped by the buzzers as it goes through. No, almost though. Maybe if I move it in just a little bit closer. No, that's too close. No, that still looks like it's not going to be close enough. Okay, well, it's close enough that it doesn't get... I don't understand how it doesn't get tripped going one way and does get tripped going the other way. But that's fine, actually. Because it doesn't need to be open for long. That's long enough for me to get through the gate. And yeah, there's not a blue emitter in here. I'll deal with that later, I guess. Speaking of dealing with it later, 9 o'clock. And I'm gonna go do the thing. Sorry, I got distracted for a moment. Okay, so yep, that's going to be the stream for the evening. Thank you so much for joining me. September of the Free Association. Gonna do more of this tomorrow. Yeah, it looks like just dropping one note from my list of things that are open without my fucking permission has fixed the problem. So that's good. And the stream has been relatively hitch-free the whole time. So, glad to have that. We're going to continue with more of it. Tomorrow we will continue picking up God's Lego set. Till then, I love you. Keep yourself safe. find something to do and do it. And I'll catch you later.